All right, I'm going to show you how to create the spring today. So we're going to do new part, new sketch. Now Inventor does not see a coil. We're going to use the coil feature. Inventor doesn't see the coil as being a circle, so we have to kind of trick it into thinking it's a circle. But I'll show you that trick here a little bit later. So first of all, to create the coil, it's a fairly simple process, but what you need is a circle, which will be the wire, and then you'll have an axis. And you're going to wrap that circle around the axis, similar to a revolve, but instead of just going around in a circle, it'll go up in a spiral motion to create the coil or the spring. So I'm going to start with a circle. I'm going to come out here somewhere. Doesn't really matter right now where I put it. I'll dimension that in a second. But what I'm dimensioning here for the circle is just the wires, a tiny little measurement. So you take the calipers and you pinch the one little piece of wire, and it's going to be something really small. So I'm just going to say 0.011 here is for my diameter. So it's really small. That's what it should be small. So you pinch the wire and get a measurement for that. Now the distance between our axis, which in this case we're going to leave it as our y-axis, we're going to use the origin. Now this is the radius of the coil. So what you do now is you're going to take the calipers and measure your diameter of the coil, of the spring itself. And so I was using a 1/4 inch spring. So the diameter was 1/4 inch. That means the radius is 1/8 of an inch. And so there's how we start the coil. So we've got now a circle, and we're going to wrap it around the y-axis. So that's all we need right now. I've got a circle dimensioned, and I've got it dimensioned from the origin as well, marking the radius of the coil. So I finished my sketch. I use the coil tool, and it's asking for an axis first. It already guessed my profile as being the circle. Now the axis, I'm going to expand the origin, and it's going to be my y-axis because that's the direction I chose. So you're going to be the vertical axis there. You can see that it starts to coil this thing. So now we got to adjust things with the coil size. With coil size, you've got 3 different types, and then a spiral. We're not going to use spiral, but 3 different types using pitch and revolution, revolution and height, or pitch and height. So you need 2 out of those 3 the characteristics to make this coil. I think the easiest one to use is revolution and height, because that revolution is how many times it goes around, and then the height is pretty easy to measure as well. Now, we're going to be using a coil here, a spring, and a lot of the springs have got like bunched up coils at the top and bottom, and that's actually 3 separate coils. So we're going to do just the one in the middle now. We're going to do the big one in the middle. So we're only going to count the revolutions of the coil in the middle. So if I count on a spring and I see, okay, well, it looks like there are 7 revolutions in the middle section of it. So I'm going to go revolutions 7. And how high does it go? Well, on mine, it goes a little over an inch. Looks like 1.15 or so. And it gives you a preview here, what it'll look like. So like I said, we're going to create the squished top and bottom parts as well. So if that looks about right, if you have a taper, that some of your springs will have a taper, it goes in and out. So if you say, all right, well, like a 12-degree taper, then you see how it gets bigger and bigger. If it gets smaller, you can do -12, and that's too much for my spring, but you can say -4, and you can see how how it tapers. So that's the taper tool. We're not going to use the taper here, but just showing you how that works. And we're going to say, all right, that looks good for now. So it creates the middle part of my spring. Now the next parts we're going to put on the squished ends down at the top and bottom. And what that is, those are just two separate coils. What we're going to do then is make a sketch. We're going to put the sketch, first of all, we're going to do this one down here. Put a sketch plane on the very end, this little profile. And all we're going to do, we're not going to create anything. We're just going to project geometry. Just project that circle and then finish your sketch. And we can use that circle as our coil again, as our basis for the coil. So back to coil. It already has selected that. So now my axis again is the y-axis. And now which direction do I want to go? So now I want to go the other, wrap it the other way. The coil size is much different for this little squish down here where it's I can still use revolution in height. Looks like it revolves 3 times. And the height is only, let's see, about 1/8 of an inch or so. You can see it's squished down here at the end. Also for this one on the ends, I want to change the coil ends to natural. So where do I end? I'm sorry, from natural to flat. That way it flattens it out and doesn't have it just sticking out. There you go. Looks like it wants the start of it to be flat. So you can just make them both flat. That's fine. And we hit OK. And it looks, mine looks a little more squished than this one does. Maybe my spacing was a little too much. Maybe it wasn't quite 1/8 of an inch, but I can make the adjustments over here later in my coils. But for now, I'm going to show you how the rest of this works. Again, sketch plane again. Put it on the end of this one up top. Not sure why it zoomed in up there. Project geometry. Finish your sketch. Coil. The axis again is our y-axis. And again, it's going the wrong direction, so I want to flip that. And our coil size, I'm going to make that a little smaller on the top here and say that's just 0.1 inch. And then our coil ends are flat and flat again. Good, it kept it. Okay. So now that gives us a little better representation of most of our springs. The last trick I want to show you is to fool Inventor into thinking this is a round object. It doesn't see this as a round object. It sees that it's not technically not round because it or not circular anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to fool it. We're going to create a sketch on this XZ plane here. So when you click on it, you should be looking down at a circle there. We're going to create a tiny little circle. We're making a microscopic cylinder to trick Inventor into thinking this is a circular object. So I'm going to say 0.001 for my diameter. Finish my sketch, and I extrude that to 0.001. So when I zoom in on it, I can see it. It's right there. It's there, but it's not going to be noticeable. So now I'll be able to fit that onto anything I need to put it on for my assembly. It'll work. And Inventor will see that as a circular object now, and you'll be able to insert it. All right. I hope that works for you.